Peace will fill the world when we finally understand that only from within can it be spread throughout the land. Every single person living peace in what we do, only then will our dream come true. Only then will our dream come true. Only then will our dream come true.
Good morning, friends. I'm Leona Evans, minister at Unity of San Luis Obispo, an inclusive, progressive, spiritual community affirming the good in all life. Welcome to our Sunday morning live stream. We are working on our spiritual preparation for Christmas, and I am very excited to share my message with you today. We also, as always, have beautiful music by Brett Mitchell and Matthew J. Evans, and an inspiring meditation to help you integrate the whole ambiance of the service and become more awakened to the spiritual reality inherent within you. So, let's begin by taking a deep breath and becoming centered. Let your body relax. Let your mind and heart awaken to the beautiful truth that the Spirit, the living Spirit of truth, is present within each of us and within all creation. That we were created by divine design, and each of us has something special to share with the world. Let's also give thanks that we are open, receptive, and responsive to this message so that we can truly feel the presence of God within us and live our lives to the fullest. Again, take a deep breath and relax, and let us speak the words of our invocation statement together. I am now in the presence of pure being, immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. Once again, I am now in the presence of pure being, immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. And so it is. Amen. Let's begin our service with a joy song performed beautifully by Matthew J. Evans.
Good morning. Today we're going to sing the first Noel. Please sing along with the lyrics in the bottom of the screen. The first Noel, the angel did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. This star drew nigh to the northwest, o'er Bethlehem it took its rest, and there it did both stop and stay, right o'er the place where Jesus lay. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. Have a great morning, everybody.
Thank you so much, Matthew. That was just lovely. Well, today we're going to continue to explore some important ideas related to our spiritual preparation for Christmas. I want to remind you that our special Christmas candlelighting service will be on Christmas Day, December 25th, at our usual time, 10:10 a.m. Pacific Time. During this special ceremony, we'll honor not only the birth of Jesus, but the Christ Spirit within each of us. I strongly encourage you to join us on Christmas morning for one of the most beautiful and uplifting services of the year. Well, last week we talked about our spiritual gifts, which in Unity we call the 12 powers. These gifts or abilities comprise what we call the Christ Spirit within us. So last week I wanted to clarify that our 12 powers are not something separate from us. They represent our innate abilities, always present, always active. But too often we believe that when we're expressing the Christ ideas, they're somehow different from our everyday behaviors, that the Christ seems to come into us so that we can lift ourselves to the occasion. But the truth is, we are always expressing the Christ ideas, but not always at the highest level of expression. So our goal is to transform our lower forms of expression and use the energy we've placed in negative thought forms to expand and enhance our higher forms of expression. Now remember, energy is neither created nor destroyed, only changed in form. So with study, prayer, and practice, we open our minds and hearts to new choices and more rewarding opportunities to let our light shine. Last week, we also talked about our divine faculty of faith and how we can move from fear to faith using denials and affirmations and other spiritual tools. Now remember, when we say denials in relation to affirmation, we're not talking about pretending that the problem doesn't exist. We're talking about releasing the power we have given to the challenge to overtake us. And then we affirm the energy that we want to increase with our affirmations. Well, today I want to talk about our divine faculty of understanding, which is our ability, our spiritual gift, to interpret knowledge effectively and have a deep grasp of the knowledge we've accumulated. Now, the information I'm going to share with you today, I've written in a book called The Evolving Peacemaker, A Commitment to Nonviolence, which is available on Amazon and has many, many important aspects of learning and growing that we experience in unity and new thought. Well, understanding involves much more than the accumulation of knowledge. It is our inherent ability to apply what we know to everyday living. When we fully understand something, we can make sense of it and become aware of our relationship to it. Now, knowledge provides us with information. Understanding adds the component of clarity, which enhances our ability to find meaning and purpose in what we know. Opportunities to understand ourselves in relation to the world around us begin when we're very young. For example, from the time we're toddlers, we're warned again and again about what's safe and what is not. We generally hear the word no a lot, or stop, or don't touch. Generally speaking, our parents and teachers are very concerned for our well-being and tell us again and again not to use sharp objects, not to stick our fingers into electrical outlets or burn ourselves on hot appliances. Well, after they warn us about what not to do, they invariably add, "Do you understand?" and wait for us to dutifully reply, "Yes, yes, I understand." Well, the problem is, even if we really don't understand what they said, we feel required to say yes so that they'll put the topic to rest and not talk about it or lecture us anymore. We want to go on to other things. Well, too often we assume we understand things and are more than a little surprised to find out there is much more to learn about the subject. Real understanding involves maturity, good judgment, time, and the ability to look beyond appearances instead of making assumptions. It's a process that takes attention and a willingness to learn from our mistakes. Now, I first became conscious of the difference between knowledge and understanding when I was about 3 years old. Now, naturally, I didn't know how to define it, and I didn't understand how to explain it for a long time afterwards. But I can say this: the experience made an indelible impact on me. Here's what happened. I remember sitting at our kitchen table one afternoon, again when I was about 3 years old, watching my mother boil some water in a small pot. Well, after a few minutes, the phone rang. She turned off the gas, moved the pot to the back burner, and went into the living room to answer the call. When I realized my mom would be occupied for a while, I casually strolled over to the gas range. I couldn't see the top of it, so I got the step stool to get a better view. From my new vantage point, I could look down at the 4 black burners resting on top of the white enamel, and I was very impressed with my new discovery. Since the gas was turned off, I assumed the burners were safe to touch. I really wanted to know what they felt like. And so I put both hands, palms down, on the same front burner my mom had been using. Well, in that shocking moment, I realized that even though the gas was turned off, the burner was still terribly hot, and I screamed as the heat scalded my skin. Well, in the next moment, my mom came running into the kitchen. I don't remember too much after that, except for the searing pain in my palms and lots of cold water running through my fingers. Of course, my mom was a wreck. And even though my burns were superficial, she redoubled her efforts to keep me safe by not letting me out of her sight for a long, long time. Now, the gas burner experience made a tremendous impression on me. I had known enough to stay away from a burning flame, but I had not understood that a burner could stay hot even after the fire was turned off. This, like many experiences to come, was painful, but more important to my growth and development than I could ever imagine. For example, in the weeks following this incident, I made some significant changes in my behavior. My parents remembered that I got into the habit of asking a lot of questions about how things worked before I attempted to touch or play with them. I began to see that my environment was much more complicated than it appeared to be on the surface. That I was beginning to understand. Well, we're going to take a break now as we listen to some wonderful Christmas music from Brett Mitchell and Matthew J. Evans.
Here is a very fun Christmas song. Words and music by Gene Autry and Oakley Haldeman from 1947. Listen to the words, they're pretty good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeer, pulling on the rein. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. Hang your stockings and say your prayers, for Santa Claus comes tonight. sack filled with toys for the boys and girls again. Hear those sleigh bells jingle, jingle, what a beautiful sight. Jump in bed, cover up your head, for Santa Claus comes tonight. Oh, he's gonna be here, yes he is. Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He doesn't care if you're rich or poor, he loves it just the same. Santa knows we got children, that makes everything right. Fill your hearts with the Christmas cheer, because Santa Claus comes tonight. Oh yeah. Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He'll come around when the chimes ring out and it's Christmas morn again. Peace on earth will come to all if we just follow the light. Let's give thanks to the Lord above, because Santa Claus comes tonight. Let's give thanks to the Lord above, because Santa Claus comes tonight. Well, there he is. Hey, Santa!
Hey!
Woo! Gene Autry. Yeah, 1947.
That one's so much fun.
Thank you so much, Brett Mitchell and Matthew J. Evans. What a delightful tune, and you did it beautifully. Thank you. Well, when we left, we had talked about a very traumatic experience, not uncommon, but traumatic, that happened to me when I was 3 years old that helped me understand a little bit more about what's hot and what's not. And as children, we all go through such experiences in order to satisfy our innate curiosity about the world around us. Each year that passes presents us with more opportunities to learn ways of navigating appropriately and safely in our environment. Soon we find ourselves interacting with increasingly complex devices that come with instruction manuals. But too often we don't understand the instructions. Other times we skim through the manual assuming we know what to do, but then we often find ourselves with a product that doesn't work and a handful of extra parts. These can be frustrating and time-consuming experiences. Our safest option is to take a deep breath, admit there's still more to understand, and then take time to read and reread the instructions. Each time with a more open mind and an affirmation of success. Although human beings don't come with an instruction manual, we do have divine blueprints written in our souls, which provide each of us with the capacity to understand the complexities of our own nature. Sometimes the blueprints can appear difficult to interpret. Other times we may assume to know who we are and what our purpose is, only to end up confused and frustrated. Nevertheless, we need to take the time to learn more of what the blueprints contain. We should begin with the premise that there's much more to us than what appears on the surface. We're all interconnected as a human family. We're individualized creations of the one universal, omnipresent spirit of love, life, and wisdom. We come from the same source, yet we each have our unique ways of expressing ourselves. And this is a very important part of the divine paradox. It's called diversity within unity. Out of the one come the many and varied expressions of life. Now, this is perhaps the most challenging philosophical concept to really understand. As human beings, we often seem to be torn apart by our different ways of worshiping, different political views, and different sets of values, which seem to accentuate the fact that we have nothing in common. But, as we've already established, there's much more to who we are than what we appear to be. The truth is that we are all profoundly connected to one another by virtue of creation. And what happens to one of us has an impact on all of us. Now, we're not required to agree with one another, but we do need to understand how and why it's necessary to coexist without attempting to destroy each other out of fear and ignorance. It's been said by me quite often that we are spiritual beings learning to be fully human. And this makes great sense to me because we're spiritual and whole by nature. Yet, at a human level, we have much to learn and are still getting burned by what we don't understand. This is part of our learning process and invariably presents us with opportunities to experience greater understanding. You see, all creation begins in our minds. Each of us has been given a rich storehouse of creative ideas that have the potential to contribute to a more peaceful and more harmonious environment. These ideas, hopes, and dreams are part of our divine blueprint. Every piece of art, every invention, every cure for a disease, every act of love has begun as an idea. Now, these ideas are within every one of us and are not created by accident. It's our responsibility to recognize them for what they are, develop them, and bring them forth into our environment to create a world of peace. Ideas are God's gift to us, and expressing them is our gift to the world. Now, once we understand that we're here for a purpose, we're more inclined to express our individuality. As Arun Gandhi has stated, this is not a selfish purpose. Too often we diminish our own importance because we feel insecure about our talents. We don't really know and understand ourselves as fully as we need to. However, for sure, we need to understand that our unique gifts of the Spirit are as valuable to God as the most cherished jewel on the planet. Keeping that jewel to ourselves deprives the world of something pure and precious. Letting our light shine and encouraging others to do the same brings hope to a world badly in need of healing. The truth is, we can never know how many lives we touch just by being who we were created to be. As we learn to respect and understand humanity in the light of our highest potential, we'll become more willing to reach out to one another and honor the spiritual gifts inherent within each one of us. And so let's resolve to expand our horizons by learning to understand more about other cultures, lifestyles, religions, and political viewpoints. Let's compare and contrast without condemnation the similarities and differences between other points of view and our own. Let us make a greater effort to respectfully communicate with those whose beliefs are different from ours. Let's learn to understand more of the invincible power of love to heal and transform our lives. Let us relax and let go as we open our minds and hearts to the divine gift of understanding. take a deep breath now as we move into our time of meditation, contemplation, and integration of today's message. I give thanks for and celebrate my divine gift of understanding. I let go of doubt and confusion. I let go of misperceptions that can cloud my good judgment. I affirm divine understanding. I affirm that the knowledge I am given, I am able to interpret correctly for the highest good of all concerned. I listen carefully. I allow the information to come to me as it was given. I express compassion, intelligence, I am one with my divine gift of understanding and use information that is given me in the highest, most positive, most accurate ways. I release and let go of my perceived inability to comprehend, to understand. I no longer give power to confusion, and I affirm divine wisdom. Through my divine faculty of understanding, I help resolve misunderstandings. Through my divine power of understanding, I am able to express empathy, emotional intelligence, and deep awareness of the implications of the information I receive. I understand spiritual principles and become able to apply them in positive and loving ways. When I understand, I am at peace. When I understand, I am relaxed and willing to take appropriate action at the appropriate times. I am grateful for the freedom of claiming the power of divine understanding within me. And so it is. Amen. Now is the time in our service to bless our tithes and offerings that we would share with Unity of San Luis Obispo. We affirm that Unity of San Luis Obispo is a thriving online ministry, and we bless others as we are blessed. Remember, as you give, so shall you receive. It is the law of attraction, the law of divine reciprocity. And so if you've been given anything during this service, please respond by sharing your tithes with us and open your mind and heart to receiving 30, 60, 100-fold of all that you share. Let's speak the words of our prosperity statement together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I give and all that I receive.
Here is my arrangement of a beloved Christian hymn for Christmas. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. God rest ye merry gentlemen. Done in a kind of a different way. Again, I say happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you all.
I love that arrangement. It's so much fun to play. So cool.
Thank you so much, Brett Mitchell and Matthew J. Evans. What a beautiful rendition of that powerful and traditional Christmas carol. Thank you so much. Beautiful job. Let's sing our peace song, shall we?
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyful vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And now let's speak the words of our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Friends, please remember to press the like button and to share your comments with us. We really enjoy hearing from you. Also, remember to tune in to the Get Off Your Affirmation podcast, available anywhere that you get your podcasts. We have some inspiring and educational discussions that I'm sure you'll enjoy. God bless you and have a wonderful week. You deserve it.
Every single person living peace in what we do. Only then will our dream come true. Only then will our dream come true. Only then will our dream come true.